Meghann, Millie, good to see you both. Thank you so much for your time.
Good to see you.
Meghann, I have my filmmaker hat on, I guess, when I ask this question, but there's a lot of amazing scenes in this show. And, sometimes the runtime of a few of these scenes maybe are like 2-3 minutes and then we go to a next scene. But I know that some of these scenes might have taken, a couple of days to film. They're big scenes like the ferry scene. Mm-hmm. When that happens, do they feel like their own mini movie or mini project, or do they overall feel like a big part of the Sirens as a whole? I'm curious about that.
No, they can feel that way. I think especially those bigger moments, like, you mentioned the ferry and also like the establishing shots of, Devon getting off the ferry and sort of setting up this world, this foreign space, and having her stick out like a sore thumb, like all of these like gorgeous sort of pieces of like imagery that are so important for the audience. They do feel like their own little world in a sense, and it's not just because they often take the longest to shoot. It just feels like the job today is to tell this particular piece of the story, which sets up the rest of it. But it does feel like it stands alone sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And both of you are absolutely incredible in this series, by the way. Congratulations. Millie, good to see you. I know you tried not to do this, but given that this is a show a series where the audience is a detective audience is the member, like a detective almost watching this show, basically.
Yeah.
Are you ever conscious of the audience member watching Sirens while you're in production making it, or is that something that happens a little bit after you wrap, so to speak?
No, but the thing is that like when you're making a movie or anything, it belongs to you. Like it's like this is just like, you get in every day, it's like your own little thing, and then you have to share it with the world, and then you're like, oh no, people have an opinion on my
I know.
on my
I
baby.
always forget about the part where people watch it.
People watch it.
Every time without fail, I'm like, oh my God,
no.
I forgot. And it's always such a strange thing.
It's always a weird thing.
But yeah,
well,
I definitely
feel like
don't think
something that you
about
might never forget is, could we just talk about that massive staircase outside the mansion?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's rent-free in my head.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was a very steep staircase.
I got my steps in for sure.
Yeah.
Every day.
But you know what they say about staircases, though, right? You shouldn't trust staircases because they're always up to something, right? So.
That's funny.
That's good. That's very good.
I like that.
Meghann, I know it's storytelling at the end of the day, but how separate are past projects or characters, mindset-wise, preparation-wise, compared to something like Sirens? Do those mindsets come in for this role? They're completely separate once you wrap them.
They feel very separate to me. I've only drawn similarities when sort of asked to do that, and that's the only time I've ever even tried. But in answering that question, sometimes I do find that I'm surprised of like, oh yeah, actually, like I could string these together for a certain reason, but it wouldn't ever have been top of mind.
I think you're always in it. Every job you do, you're like, I'm still there.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Everywhere I go, there I am.
Yes.
And Millie, last question before we wrap up with Simone. I mean, I can't wait for people to meet this character when it drops worldwide on Netflix. I mean, is it this push and pull whether like this character reads as very lost? Do you feel like she knows what's going on? And like what's that like for you reading the character of Simone? Is she lost specifically in your eyes?
I think Simone, she was such a joy to play. I had so much fun playing her. I think that she's lost emotionally and in identifying who she is, but sometimes I think that she might feel like she's the smartest person in the room, because she knows how to get what she wants. Like, she knows how to play people. But I think that internally she's incredibly lost as a person.
It's interesting because from the viewer perspective, they don't know they're lost, which I find really interesting.
No.
So that's always a really cool thing. But I can't wait for people to see Sirens worldwide on Netflix. It was an honor and privilege to speak with both of you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.